Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the final daybreak of the spring semester. I'm Brandon Krasowski.
And I'm Addison Deal.
This week, along with our usual updates on city and campus news, we'll be joined by 3 of our UVU graduating seniors.
Even though we hate to see them go, you don't want to miss it as they deliver their final reports. Plus, if you stick around to the end, we have an interview with the 3 grads to see what's in store for them next.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Pittsburgh. Our last daybreak starts right now. Welcome back. Here's your campus news, starting with your weekly weather update with Evan Laurent.
Thanks, Addison and Brandon. Well, it looks like the gloomy season, otherwise known as winter, is finally coming to an end in Pittsburgh. This upcoming weekend, it looks like we're going to be getting weather in the highs in the 80s, going all the way through to early next week, with Monday getting a high of 78. But as the week goes on, of course, comes the inconsistent weather. We're going to drop back into the 60s, low 60s, mid 40s, back up to the high 50s to end the week. Now, it seems like winter might be finally over, but you never know what's in store for Pittsburgh weather. So maybe we can put away our I'm a meteorologist. I'm not a pilot. We can finally put away our winter jackets and get out the summer gear. So hopefully. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, I am really excited for the warmer weather. It's going to be so nice to actually be able to, go outside and enjoy myself for once.
No, I definitely agree. I'm ready to go outside, have picnics, walk around more outside. It's just going to be a great time in the summer.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever done like a stereotypical picnic, where you go in the field and put down the blanket. Never done that.
I've done it, but only when it was really cold outside, so we were just freezing. But, it was still fun. It was a picnic.
Why? Why in the middle?
Because I wanted to. That's literally the only reason. I just wanted to. And we just braved the cold. It wasn't supposed to be that cold outside that day, in my defense.
Folks, don't listen to Addison Deal. Don't do picnics in the cold weather, because that just doesn't make sense. But you know what? You're happy. That's all that matters. But thanks for that update, Evan.
Now let's dive into the news that matters most, starting with this week's campus news.
Because of an increase in crime across the city of Pittsburgh, Point Park Chief of Police Jeffrey Basong sent out an email to all students reminding them to stay vigilant while in public. Among the tips were to never walk alone after dark and to stay alert of your surroundings. Point Park Police recommend that all students download the U-Safe US app, which is free to Point Park students. For any suspicious activity on campus, be sure to contact Point Park Police at 412-392-3960 or dial 911.
Any students interested in pursuing a career in broadcasting should attend a free career fair sponsored by the Buffalo Broadcasters Association. The fair will start with a panel discussion that will highlight tips and tricks on how to get a job in the current job fair market and a brief showcase of each employer. Then, students will be able to visit each employer's table, making connections that could bring a career in the future. The fair will take place at WNED TV studios in Buffalo, New York from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Students can attend the event for free, but must register online through a link in their emails.
Students interested in a job for the fall semester can apply to Ghostlight Theater Company. Recently formed this year, the theater is a student-led production through Point Park University. They are currently searching for a variety of positions, including stage manager, lighting designer, and costume coordinator. Applications are online through Google Forms with a link available to all Point Park students in their emails. If you have any questions, contact a member of their artistic team. Applications will be accepted until all positions are filled. Crime in Pittsburgh lately has been really out of control.
It has. There's been a lot of stuff going on recently, and it's really sad.
Yeah, like that mass shooting that happened over the weekend. I mean, my heart goes out to all the people that were involved with that. But I mean, really, it's just been out of control. I mean, it's like every other day you're hearing about a shooting in Pittsburgh.
And it's very good, that the campus police are telling us to stay vigilant and providing some resources for students in case anything happens. God forbid anything happen on campus, but we have that as safety. Yeah,
it's just always good to be vigilant of what's going on, because really anything could happen in the blink of a second. And it's really scary to think about, but I mean, you have to think about it now.
Coming up after the break, hear all about Pittsburgh's Chinatown commemoration and the new update to the COVID-19 policies on Port Authority buses.
Plus, graduating senior Nicole Kapalko is here to give you your entertainment update.
Don't go anywhere, Daybreak. We'll be right back.
Good evening.
Good evening, and welcome back to Newsnight. Most of the student body of the Pittsburgh Public School.
Some of the United States allies.
Thursday, the FBI was seen rating.
Let's get started with today's forecast.
Today's high will only reach about 31 degrees.
It's looking a little cooler than we've seen in the past few weeks.
All this and more
All this and more
All this and more coming up on Newsnight.
coming up on Newsnight.
coming up on Newsnight.
Welcome back to Daybreak.
Without further ado, here is your city news.
Pittsburgh has officially recognized Chinatown as a historic landmark this past Saturday with a festival celebrating its rich history. Pittsburgh's Chinatown is a downtown area on 2nd and 3rd Avenues between Ross and Grant Streets that has been full of Chinese-owned businesses and restaurants since the early 1900s. While the construction of Boulevard of the Allies had moved a lot of those businesses and restaurants out, it still remains an important cultural area. The area was given official status back in March of 2021, but the celebration was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Around 100 people attended the event to watch live performances and speakers, including a steel lion dance, kung fu demonstrations, and much more. Shirley Yi, who is the daughter of the last informal mayor of Chinatown, provided a walking tour of the places significant to her family, who were great advocates for the people living in the area. Yi said, quote, "A lot of my heritage, my roots, my identity are all from there. And even though I didn't grow up there, my ancestors arrived and worked there. We were all able to accomplish our dreams thanks to their hard work." End quote.
On Monday, April 18th, a Florida federal judge voided the mask mandate for public transportation, making masks now optional on all buses, planes, and trains. Later in the day following the ruling, Port Authority sent out a tweet alerting Pittsburgh riders to the new mask policy. While masks are not optional, riders are still encouraged to wear a mask, but not required, though this may be a short-lived mask mandate end. Following the overturning of the policy, the Biden administration announced that they will seek a challenge to the ruling if the CDC says that the policy is still necessary. The CDC said that masks are needed on public transportation, so the administration will be challenging the ruling. While the ruling is being challenged, masks will remain optional on all public transportation until further notice. Before the court ruling, the mask mandate was extended until May 3rd because of an uptick in COVID-19 cases, along with the new subvariant.
After one of the largest mass shootings in Pittsburgh history this past weekend, which claimed the lives of 2 and injured 11 others, gun control policies and Airbnb regulations have been under extreme speculation. Arian Abney, East Allegheny State Representative-elect, has stated his desire to tackle this problem through different legislations. While Abney has expressed his interest in researching which gun regulations he would support, the issue has caused some partisan issues with Pittsburgh's officials. According to the Post-Gazette, several lawmakers from the North Side have been verbal about their support for common-sense gun control measures, such as requiring gun owners to report their lost or stolen firearms, as well as universal background checks and banning home-built firearms. However, Republican lawmakers place the blame for this tragedy on the laws Democratic lawmakers have passed that, quote, hamstring police officers from responding to these events, according to the press secretary for Republican House Majority Leader Carrie Benninghoff. Despite these issues, legislation is being looked into by elected officials to prevent another tragedy like this from happening again.
You know, I really didn't know that we have a Chinatown down in Pittsburgh.
I know not a lot of people know about it if you're not really close to the area, but it's really cool how they officially named it as a historical site to give it those protections and make sure that the businesses that have been there for such a long time can keep running and making money. There's I can't remember the name of it right now, but there is a Chinese food restaurant that's literally in the area, but it's like right down the street from Point Park. It's really good. I can't remember the name right now, but
Yeah, I've driven down, that road so many times. I've never actually seen it or recognized it as a Chinatown. I mean, I would have never guessed. I mean, they really did change a lot of it down
they
there.
did. But it's good that they're like keeping it the historical significance of it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like we said, this week's episode is bittersweet, as it's filled with so many talented reporters that will only be here at Point Park a short while longer.
So to kick it off with the first of many, here's Nicole Kapalko with your entertainment news.
Hello everyone, I'm graduating senior Nicole Kapelko and this is your entertainment news. While our faves Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are more in love than ever and are ready to tie the knot, how is ex Scott Disick doing? During the premiere of the new Hulu show The Kardashians, Lord Disick shared some insight on how he truly felt about Kourt moving on with sister Khloe. When chatting with Khloe, Scott said, quote, "I've always have been her friend and heard her friends and our family in my ear like, don't worry, honey, eventually you guys will figure it out and you'll get back together one day." So my foot was already halfway in the door. As a best friend, we now are really just more as co-parenters. I would say it's probably one of the more difficult things in my life. The pair shares 3 kids together, Mason 12, Penelope 9, and Rain, who is 7. After the episode aired, fans took to Twitter to praise Scott on how much he has changed, saying things like, "Wow, he has grown so much. What a great and honest conversation." All Disick asks is to be included in family events and spend time with his loved ones. The Lord does have a new lady in his life, though. Scott is currently dating model Rebecca Donaldson. Be sure to check out the new series, The Kardashians, on Hulu to keep up with all the drama. Back to you, Addie and Brandon.
Thank you so much, Nicole.
Coming up after the break, hear from graduating senior reporters Colton Tobias and Jesse Dillon.
You won't want to miss it. Daybreak will be right back.
Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Senior Colton Tobias with your regional sports update. As Gen Zers, one of the things we are used to here in Pittsburgh is playoff hockey. We will get more of it this year as the Penguins clinched a spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the 16th consecutive year. The Penguins currently hold the longest playoff streak in North American professional sports. However, the Pens have found themselves in a slump recently with a 2-6 record in the month of April. The Penguins have 5 games left in the regular season, and they will play one of those tonight at home against the Boston Bruins, who they just lost to in Boston 2-1. The Pens have 97 points in the Metropolitan Division and will expect potential dates with the New York Rangers, Carolina Hurricanes, or the Florida Panthers, and it will all depend on how the Penguins perform in these last 5 games. Moving over to the Diamond, the Pirates suffered their first series sweep of the season with NL Central rival, the Milwaukee Brewers. The Bucks lost Game 1 6-1, Game 2 5-2, and Game 3 4-2. The Pirates are sitting 4th in the Central at 5-7. and the Pirates will now move to Wrigley Field for a 4-game series against the Cubs. These two teams have already met this year during the Pirates' home opener at PNC Park for a 2-game series that was split 1-1. That's all for me. Now we're going to send things over to Jesse Dillon to get you caught up on all your national news. Jesse?
Thanks, Colton. I'm Jesse Dillon, graduating senior, here with your national news. At 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, April 12th, a gunman opened fire in a New York City subway. The gunman set off 2 smoke canisters in the train car to distract the crowd before firing 33 rounds and hitting 10 people. The Manhattan-bound N train was pulling into the 36th Street station when the incident occurred. The following day, 62-year-old Frank James called into Crime Stoppers from a Lower East Side McDonald's to turn himself in after seeing a photo of himself on the TV. Just an hour after the call, he was taken into custody. Though a motive is unknown, James is currently being held without bail pending trial. A witness told police that they saw James kneel down to avoid the smoke before he opened fire, which explains why many of the victims were hit in their legs or hands. According to the local hospital records, 29 people were injured, but none of the injuries were fatal. Thank you so much, everyone. Now let's hand it back over to our hosts.
Thanks, Jesse. It's really been a great senior show so far, but we aren't done quite yet.
Now that all of our seniors have reported, it's time to reminisce on their time here at UView by watching this year's senior video.
Well, when I was looking to come here when I was in high school, I remember peeking into the studio that we are now, and I remember the recruiter telling us that we have a campus television station here, and I knew that I wanted to get involved in the campus television station right away when I first stepped on foot here on campus. And I remember Nicole Pampina gave me and another student a tour around, and we came here and introduced us to Paul, and I came to the informational meeting for UView. Sarah Macklin was the station manager at the time, and I knew that Pioneer Sideline was a show that I wanted to be involved in. And the one thing that I loved about making the decision to go to Point Park is because I truly was able to get on there right away.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment, Case of the Week. To discuss this year's playoff contenders in the NFL, we bring in Kiera Fry, Aaron Becker, and Colton Tobias making his Pioneer Sideline debut. Welcome to the program, Colton.
Thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it. And I remember being so nervous, because I remember, I think I was, swaying back and forth. And then Michael Turk, the co-host at the time, who's now a dear friend of mine, remember he asked me the first question since I was the new guy, and I remember just freezing. Because at that moment, I realized that this is here. This is something that I've wanted to do for so long, and I was finally able to do it. And then I realized, knowing that this isn't going to be the last time, there's going to be many more opportunities here to come, and here we are just about to graduate.
Colton, since you're new to the show, how about you start off with your NFC top 3 teams?
Well, I guess in the NFC, the team that brings me the most is the Los Angeles Rams.
Well, my start in UView was kind of, I don't know, it was a very slow start. My freshman year, I remember I came to one show because Kiera Fry and Kimmy Keggy, they're on the dance team with me at the time, and they were like, you have to come, you have to get started now, this will be great for you to learn, great for a future career. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So nervous, I literally was shaking. I believe I was on Daybreak. I think I did entertainment for the first time, which is ironically enough. But yeah, I kind of bounced around. I didn't really know where I wanted to start. I went to Sideline a few times. I went to Daybreak, and I kind of just popped in here and there until my junior year, when I actually started coming every single week and showing up. So I definitely think that I kind of have a unique start. I know everyone else has been here since the beginning, but it's really never too late to join something like this because it has had a huge effect on me. Pop star Britney Spears announced on Instagram that she is contemplating getting her matching tattoo removed. Spears got a matching tattoo of a pair of dice on her wrist with her ex-husband, Kevin Federline.
I got started with UView. Honestly, I don't quite remember how I even heard of it, but I do remember that my freshman year roommate, Tia Bailey, wanted to be in the Globe, and I wanted to come to UView, and we were both insanely nervous, and I think the meetings did end up happening like on the same day or like within the same like 2 days. So we just kind of like made a pact, and like she went to the Globe and I went to UView, and we are both still in each respective thing. So yeah, and then I don't know, I think Alex Pavlicek did his little intro news night for whatever reason, drew me in, and I signed up. And I don't know how an 18-year-old version of myself found this courage, but I said, I want to anchor. And then I anchored the first episode of Newsnight in fall 2018. Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. It's September 19th, 2018, and I'm Jess Dillon.
I first got started with UView even before I decided to go to Point Park. I always knew I wanted to go into broadcast and entertainment because of my long love for drama and celebrities that we all know, but because of my love for cameras and editing that I gained in high school. So when I was looking for different colleges, I love the fact that Point Park has our own TV station and studio, so I was watching EOP on YouTube before even going here.
Joining us in the studio with more regional news is Sara Rae.
Thanks, Sarah. Early Monday morning, a huge gas explosion took place in Beaver County, leaving the valley in flames.
Well, my funniest memory would have to be how Miss Alexis and Sara Rae feel the need to embarrass me pretty much every day on EOP. Miss Alexis always has her funny and fun free segments where we play games, and pretty much we just all get embarrassed. Sara Rae likes to make me say things on camera. I remember they made me dress up as Kim K. Last year for Halloween. I had to wear a black wig, so you can imagine what that looked like on me. But yeah, we have a lot of fun times here. I think it's really just because of the people. Everyone is so great, and we have so much fun, not only in front of the camera, but behind the camera, and we're all just like a family, and it has definitely been one of like the greatest experiences of my 4 years in college.
Courtney and Travis. Now, we know they just had this huge engagement. Do we love them, or are we Team Scott for life?
Probably the satire show that we did last year. That was probably one of the funniest things I've ever been a part of, because like Nick made a joke about Willy Wonka, and I was dying laughing on the floor because Willy Wonka was one of my favorite movies, and I remember Carlos Burney impression was probably the best I've ever seen. Like, I was dying of laughing because it was like I was dying of laughter because it was so funny. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the satire show this year, but I was very happy that we did it in 2021, and I was able to go on air. I wore a green hockey jersey that I had, so you couldn't see the top of me, so that was fun. And I guess probably EOP, when it was the Valentine's Day episode before the pandemic, we did a kind of like a It's a Date thing where three girls and actually a guy, Evan, the guy who's Evan, they all asked me questions, and then I decided who the best match was, and who won it? It was Marley. So those two moments probably stand out, and those are two moments that I think of often because they just always put a smile on my face because they make me laugh.
Obviously, the election show was a highlight. Obviously, Newsnight Live was a highlight. But I'd have to say that the most fun I've had in UView is probably the in-between. Hanging out in the green room before shows and hanging out with Dale in his office. The producer suite Thursday debacle we've been having the past few weeks, where we end up editing the KDKA show in the producer suite until like at least midnight. And it's insane, but it's fun, and just any point in UView where we can just kind of hang out with each other because we're doing great work. We all work hard, but I just genuinely love the people that are here. So whenever I'm able to spend time with them, as gross and sappy as it is, I like it.
My proudest memory from UVU has to be back when COVID hit. I was super nervous and unsure of what was going to happen with all of the new rules and changes. So I was really proud of my crew for being able to adapt to those. And I was also proud of myself for being able to host all the way across the state by setting up a flimsy little green screen in my bedroom in Philadelphia. And we killed it still.
I would tell freshman Jessie that whether you like it or not, you will in fact survive all 4 years of college. And you will in fact do it at Point Park. I would tell them to literally just like chill the f out. You're fine. It's fine. Everyone doesn't hate you. And if they do, who gives a Also, I'd say that you absolutely should send that email to Taylor and tell her you want to take over Newsnight, because it'll happen and it'll work out and you're gonna be glad you did it.
I would tell little freshman Nicole to come to every single show every single week, because like I said, I didn't really get going until my junior year, and by then I had 2 years gone, and I feel like it really would have helped me tremendously to be here since the beginning. That you're not perfect, you're gonna mess up, it's okay to mess up. This is the place to screw up, make your mistakes, because we're all learning, nobody's perfect, and you're not gonna sound perfect on camera the first time you're there. So it's definitely important to come and make your mistakes and learn and grow from them.
And to my freshman self, I would say, please try to enjoy yourself. I feel like a lot of times I worked so hard on managing my brand and my image to make sure when I was out of college I was set up for success. But honestly, I would have loved to have spent more time just enjoying Pittsburgh and enjoying time with my friends. And my other advice would be to not be so shy and to be more outgoing. But yeah.
Enjoy the ride, and it's going to take patience. And I think that's kind of, and I think that's also something that I should say to my senior self right now. Yeah, but it's just, I guess coming in, I guess I was nervous because I wanted to try to make an impact right away and try to be the best broadcaster that I can be, but I learned right away that this takes time and this profession takes patience. And the beauty of being here and the beauty of being a college student, so I'm gonna quote Dale, but in a censored way, is you make your screw-ups here. And it took me a while to realize that, but the one thing that I've learned throughout my 4 years at Point Park and as a broadcast student is you never stop learning and you never stop growing. And this place will always have a special place in my heart because I was able to learn and grow here, and I was able to plant the seed here, and I've just been growing and growing, and I've just had so many great people along the way that have been able to grow with me.
I love that. That was amazing.
That's phenomenal.
Cute.
You guys actually aren't allowed to leave. You have to stay forever and ever and ever and ever.
I actually got a little
You're not
tear.
allowed to leave.
You did?
Yeah, I was like
I didn't
just
even
watching
cry.
you guys because I noticed some emotion on you guys. I was like, oh my god, they're- oh. I'm not even the senior either, and I'm just like,
How much do I have to read on the Oh, are we going right now?
are we doing this right now?
Yeah.
Interview time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw a camera. Okay.
Yeah, no one, someone didn't cue us.
Okay.
That was
The camera's on.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's fine.
I was just gonna say I can't really see the teleprompter that well.
I can see it well from here. I can read it.
If Brandon can see it, then he can read it. I mean, I can see it, but I
Yeah,
just
so
like I
it's
can't read
like
that much.
A little intro to the interview, so it doesn't matter who reads it.
Brandon said he can see it, so
Yeah.
if he just wants to read it, that's fine.
Yeah, I can read it.
Brandon said he can read
Before we say goodbye to our lovely UVU seniors, we'd like to sit down and ask them a few questions about their time at Point Park.
All right, so the first question, what is the best lesson that you feel you've learned through your time at UVU? We can start with whoever wants to start.
How about Nicole?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
On the spot.
I feel like the best lesson I've learned is definitely from all of you guys, definitely Jesse and Colton, to have fun with this because, like we said in the video, you're going to make mistakes. You're not perfect. So I definitely think it would be to keep going, keep trying, but also to have fun because we've had fun.
I guess adding off on what Nicole's saying, I guess I got to mention something again in the video that Dale said, to make your screw-ups here, and that's something I learned right away. I think when I first started off, I think I put so much pressure on myself to try to be perfect and to try to impress the upperclassmen to say, hey, I can do this. But as time went on, I just started to think that, hey, it's, like I said, and don't take yourself too seriously here. We're here to have fun too, and we're all here to grow together.
I think probably the biggest actual lesson in my life I've learned is to not take crap. Because I really came in here so shy and quiet, and now I feel like not to toot my own horn, but I can really walk into this room and get it done. And that is something a trait I've always aspired to have. And that's something that I'm really proud of myself for developing, kind of that aggressiveness, but in not aggressive, but
authoritative.
Yeah. Capricorn.
Now, if you guys had to do the last 4 years all over again, what would you change, if anything?
I went first last time.
Go ahead, Jesse.
I think it happened as it was meant to happen. I think the beautiful thing is that I don't want to do it again because I feel so ready to just go on. I feel like I came, did what I needed to do, it happened the way it was supposed to, and now I move on.
I guess probably for me I only did sideline and halftime freshman year, and I didn't do anything else. Towards the latter year of first semester freshman year, I started to open up to new shows because I think I was just too nervous and I didn't want to overwhelm myself. So probably get involved with, I guess, Daybreak and Newsnight and EOP a little sooner.
Yeah, definitely the same as them. I don't regret anything from the 4 years here at UVU, but I would definitely like to have been to all the shows the whole time, but we've learned so much in this experience that I wouldn't change anything.
So during the reaction video, we actually saw a mixture of emotions here. We saw some smiles, we saw some tears. How are you guys feeling in general, just to be seniors?
Incoming!
Oh, I almost caught it. I think it hasn't hit me yet. I think I'm sitting here a little senior interview. I think I'm going to go home tonight and be like, oh. So I feel like I'm having a good time.
I guess, emotions for me were to close my eyes when I saw those old freshman year Colton videos, especially the one from my first time on, because I did look so nervous. Yeah, but I'm kind of with Jesse. I just don't think it's hit me yet. But the one thing I do know is this place will always hold a special place in my heart from here until the day I die. And and I just have so many memories of them that I'm going to take with me wherever I may go in my life.
Same with them. I don't think it has fully hit me. I was on the dance team, and that was over last week, and that still really hasn't hit me. So I feel like this is all going to be coming at once. No more hosting EOP every Thursday. So it's coming. It's going to be sad, but it's definitely coming.
I guess you guys could say the time really did fly by, right?
Yeah.
We got it together.
Wow. It's looking like an airport in here.
Yeah, really.
Okay, and then the last question for you guys. What are your plans after graduation?
God, I wish I knew. That's my answer.
I guess it's okay to say it now. So I am actually going to be traveling from June and July. I got a job as an associate producer for a streaming service that covers dirt track racing called Dirt Vision. They're based in North Carolina, but there is a summer nationals tour that goes on. It's 8 weeks from June to July, and I'm going to be an associate producer. We have about 30 plus races in the span of that 8 weeks, and we're going to be traveling to, I believe, 6 different states during that time, and there really isn't going to be a night off. It's either we have a race or we're going to have a day off to travel to get to another track, and then we start back up again. Yeah, so I'm very excited for that, but after July, I have no idea that I'm back to square one.
You're going to be very busy then.
Yeah.
So I actually just got the phone call today, but I will be starting a job in Youngstown, Ohio as a live feature reporter at WFMJ. So pretty much I will be going, they call them like out and abouts. I'll like go out to different businesses and different things like that and report. It's on the morning show, so I'll work from 4 a.m. to noon, so gonna have to adjust to that. But yeah, that happened today, so I'm really excited.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Guys.
I don't have a job.
Ooh.
Nice. That's a good catch.
And Dale can't believe it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, congratulations to all of you
Yeah.
guys.
We're gonna
For
miss you
real.
guys
It's gonna
so
be,
much.
you guys are gonna have great lives, and it's really gonna, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Best way I can say it is, it's gonna happen.
We're so proud of you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry, that was really awkward.
Before we say goodbye, both to our seniors and to this semester, we'd like to share with you this week's Ray of Sunshine.
In case this is your first time joining us or you need a refresher, Ray of Sunshine is our way of starting your day with a smile and an inspirational quote.
They say that all good things must come to an end, right? That's unfortunately no different for your time here at UView.
Yeah, and this quote comes from author Shirley Marr and reads, quote, "There is no ending to the story because, as I've realized, stories don't have endings, only beginnings."
So this might be the end of your college career and your time here at UView, but it's the beginning of the rest of your lives, and that is very exciting.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's anything could happen at this point, really.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Those are
sure can.
endless.
It sure can, huh?
All right.
They're tuckered out. They're done.
Yeah,
Senioritis
that's
just-
They answer a lot of questions.
yeah, they're
I'm
they're
not
done
on
with the
camera.
questions.
It's
I
my
don't
first
blame
time in
you.
like 3 years.
But-
I'm over it.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all. But you know what? That's going to be it for this year's Daybreak. Thank you so much for watching.
You can catch clips from all of our previous Daybreak episodes on our YouTube at UView Television.
Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Daybreak PPU. For the last time, I'm Brandon Krasowski.
And I'm Addison Deal, hoping your news is good news. Have a great summer, everyone.